Welcome to Journal Entry. It's the Journal of the Scots, and this is my opportunity every week in just an open style. I don't script it or anything. I try to keep it to a couple different formats, but I just kind of go over last week in my real life and I guess my Lego life, if that's a thing. And I thought about this week that maybe it would be okay to skip this week because I have to say it really sucked. So, and I think the headline for this one is just those there's those gut punches that you have in life, the ups and downs on the journey. But I don't think it's fair to only just be the happy Scott all the time, building fun things and talking about these really cool minifigures that I get every week. I will say last week was a fantastic week from a content perspective, but in real life, I really got my ass kicked, to be honest. Unfortunately, and for those who have been watching and subscribed and supported, thank you. Unfortunately, had to put my dog Pudge down last week. Absolutely brutal experience, I'll tell you, with the kids and family. And no matter how much, he lived a really long life, over 16 years, and he was like our firstborn child. And I just have to, it's one of those things you think you're prepared for no matter what, and you're just not. So it was definitely a tough week for this household. Love the little guy, and for many, again, like I was saying, who have been on the channel, you may have heard him barking in the background. I think I've showcased him off a couple times on stream. He really doesn't make it much on camera because much of the time he's sleeping, and I will say probably half the time I'm editing videos is because I had to run to let him out, or I'm so in tune with him over the last, I would say, a year and a half to 2 years, because once the pandemic hit, he slowly, first he wouldn't go up the stairs, and then he could go downstairs, but he couldn't go up, and then he started, it just kind of got worse and worse and worse to the point where I was pretty much his 24/7 caretaker along with my wife. So it was a heck of a lot of work. The way I describe it is that I was so in tune to his every movement and every need. So I kind of feel the pain that a lot of caretakers may go through, whether it's a pet or even a family member. You're just like constantly there, and it's in my every thought. It affected my personal life, my work life, my YouTube life. I'm trying to make videos, and the dog is barking upstairs because he needs to go to the bathroom, and I have to go all the way up to carry him out. So it's and I think that kind of got me, right. It's just such a weird feeling to have to you live your life one way, and then all of a sudden in a flash, it's gone. So thanks for everybody who reached out in the personal life. If you are seeing this, there's been just such an outpouring from everybody, because we posted it on Facebook. Just it's because it's hard. Like, how else do you let everybody know? And he lived over 16 years. I mean, he's touched generations of our friends. Really, as a couple, everybody knew us and then Pudge. So he was the life of the party, stubborn, awesome companion, and really kind of like our first child, first go at raising kids almost. He kind of raised them like a child. So, and he was spoiled, but we'll definitely miss him. So I don't know. I'm surprised that I'm able to get through this. I think it's probably because it was earlier in the week and it's now been 4 days. So the one thing I would say is it does get easier over time, but there's those random times where things just kind of like trigger you out of nowhere, that you're like, man, I see other people having fun with dogs, and it kind of sucks. So there's no other way to describe it. Um, I don't know. Maybe until we get another dog, I think the pain is really gonna be there. So, I hate to be a Debbie Downer on a Monday, but I feel like I just gotta be honest. This is a journal entry into every, how I'm feeling and how things are going, and this is what's happening in the life. But outside of that, so on to happier topics before I start to lose it. There was more to the week other than just, getting smacked in the face and kicked in the balls with my dog passing away. Really busy. Went to two concerts this week. So went to Pitbull at Ravinia, who was Iggy Azalea was the opening act. I would say it was a highly entertaining show, but in terms of having like a really good singer or super good guitarist or somebody from an artist standpoint, kind of low on that side. It was a lot of butt shaking, but at the same time it was a very entertaining show. Probably not going to win any parent awards having my kids go to that show. I mean, sometimes I don't know. They've been to Kesha, now they've been to Pitbull and Iggy Azalea. God help us. Um, and then the following night, and some of these things do help us kind of get over the craziness in our personal life. But we saw Imagine Dragons down at Tinley Park, which is normally we really wouldn't drive that down that far. I'd almost rather go to Milwaukee for a show, but we went to Imagine Dragons, and Macklemore opened. And it's interesting is that the venue kind of sucked. I don't think that that it was a great venue for him. I could tell he was a really talented rapper, and of course he's got songs, and he was a very good MC. Definitely like, high level talented guy. I don't know, it fell a little flat to me. And then Imagine Dragons was really, I mean, they are solid. I really feel that Tinley Park is almost under them. Like, I feel like, especially if they come out with any more hits, I mean, they need to be in stadiums, I think. And it feels like they're on the verge of kind of just, super, stardom. Think of like Coldplay or like One Republic and some of those really big acts. They're right up there. So it was pretty impressive. I was impressed at how really solid they were. I haven't been to too many concerts over the last few years, so it was great to get out and to see two varying different, right? There's the professional entertainers, and then the true recording artists. Yeah, it was an interesting mix, to say the least. Other than that, in Lego news, I did a whole bunch of stuff. You should see this last week. I did a review on the trip to Sheboygan, where I was able to score some Star Wars figures. The crazy part you'll see on Wednesday is that I scored some more on Macari. I don't know what just fell. I scored some more on Macari, so I'm excited. Nothing huge, but it's always fun to continue to buy and sell on Mercari. There was news and rumors, so there's nothing official quite yet, but microfighters are not dead yet. There's hopefully going to be, the rumor is that there's going to be a Microfighter Slave 1 that comes out, or I mean Boba Fett's starship. It should be in the mix, so that's fun. I think there was a whole nother wave of Star Wars and other sets that have been kind of announced, but that's exciting to hear. Trying to think what else. Oh, I rebuilt the Battle on Scarif this week, and then I also finalized I did some Harry Potter last week, and then there should be a video tomorrow on the actual review from that set. And I think that set I'm going to partially break down, but I think it was a really nice dragon that I'll probably use in some of my castle setups. So I'm starting to amass quite a dragon collection. Maybe I should show that off at some point. So that's about it. Oh, the other thing too, so I'll be posting the building, or the kind of my redoing, because it was a partial set of the Scarif, and then I kind of it was modified, so which makes it tough. because then I had to like pull certain parts out, really look at the kind of re-engineer the instructions and kind of go through, and then it kind of hunt and peck through my collection. So that made it kind of painful, but it was able to pull through that not too bad. And then the other thing is I still have some mess left to clean up, but I reorganized my instruction manuals. So those right now are either in a bin or in a good spot. So that's a plus. Still more work to go. So you may see a video in the next week or two on me kind of cleaning this stuff up. It kind of needs to happen. Because football season is upon us. Next week I have next week I have one draft. The following week is the final draft, literally before the season starts. So there is just tons of stuff happening. So with that, I'm going to close this out. Thank you again so much for everybody supporting me on the journal entry and my kind of collection, my real life journey. And again, shout out to my boy Pudge, who's up there and not with us anymore. So again, we'll catch you next week on the next journal entry. Bye for now.